Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Justin Verlander has provided Tiger fans with some special moments in his young big league career, and it wasn't long ago that on a June night just like this one, he showed us just how special he could be. Tonight, Verlander takes the hill searching for yet another one of those memorable moments. It is a beautiful night for baseball here at Comerica Park. We welcome you to downtown Detroit, Game 2 of this 3-game series featuring the Washington Nationals and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us for the middle game of the series. The Tigers continue to roll the National League in interleague play, especially here at home. They've won 4 in a row, Rod, and really the offense starting to come alive now, especially for Tigers that in recent times were struggling just a bit.
Well, that's one thing about the game of baseball, especially if you've got a track record of playing at this level. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, your numbers are going to be close to where they always are as far as relationship to your bubblegum card. Those numbers on the back of the bubblegum card don't lie. Rayburn got loose last night for 2 of 4. He hit a home run. Gerald Laird had 3 hits. He's been doing a very nice job. Avila, we know what he has done the last couple of games. And Brandon Inge is on a 10-game hitting streak. So it's imperative for the latter third and the 4 guys we talked about, the bottom of that batting order, start to do some damage to help out the front of that batting order.
All right, now the mission tonight is to take on Livan Hernandez and see what they can do against this guy. I guess you could say he is a crafty pitcher. It wasn't always that way. He used to throw hard, but these days he can be tough to beat.
He knows how to pitch. I mean, this guy is going to give you different variations in speeds. He's going to change arm slots. He's just very, very difficult. Here's his fastball. This is slow. It's going to go anywhere from 80 to 85, 86 miles an hour. And then you've got the cutters. You got the sinkers, the balls that he runs. He'll be say in the 70 to 75 range with those pitches. Then he's got this real slow breaking ball that he can throw for a strike, and kind of reminds me of the breaking ball that Zach Greinke throws for the Kansas City Royals. They're going to have to be patient against Livan. Lloyd McClendon said they just have to have good plate appearances. They have to make him get the ball up if they're going to have any success at all, because he doesn't throw you a lot of strikes.
Yeah, with Livan, it's how slow can you go, apparently. Tigers trying to make it 2 straight over the Nationals. And right now, that's all for our coverage here at Comerica Park. With more, let's go back to the Call Sam Studios, and here's Mickey York. Well, tonight, the Washington Nationals in town, and if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get yourself a free small order of curly fries. How about that starting lineup for the visiting Nationals? It is presented tonight by Honda Bloomfield. Niger Morgan leads it off. He's in center field. Christian Guzman batting second at second base, followed by Adam Dunn, the first baseman. Ryan Zimmerman is at third. Pudge Rodriguez will catch. Roger Bernardina is in right field. Willie Harris in the lineup tonight in left. And then they've got Morse, the DH, and Desmond, the fine-looking shortstop, is batting ninth. Here is the scouting report on Justin Verlander, presented tonight by Ace Hardware.
Well, no doubt Verlander will go out there and try to continue his dominance over the National League. He has a 10-1 record with an earned run average just a shade over 2.5 against the senior circuit. And one of the reasons why he's been so good lately, he's been letting his defenders play. Only 7 strikeouts for Verlander in his last 14 innings. He's been pitching to a lot of contact. As a matter of fact, Verlander does not have one 10-strikeout game this year.
Well, we will see what transpires here tonight on a nice night for baseball here in the Motor City. 77 degrees, our game time temperature. And a bit of a breeze blowing out toward left field, so that may make this one an interesting night as Niger Morgan steps in, and here we go. First pitch of the ball game is high and away. 1 ball to no strikes on Morgan.
And Verlander comes in with real good numbers, top of the rotation kind of numbers. 3.56 earned run average, 74 strikeouts, and 86 innings pitched. But that's not what makes Verlander. It's his mound presence and the fact that when he's on the mound, he believes there's no one better than him.
Now the 2-0 to Morgan. And there's the strike. Up at the right hand goes Eric Cooper. 2-1 on the Nationals leadoff man. Niger Morgan was 2 out of 5 with a couple of runs scored last night. He also stole 2 bases. Want to keep him off the base paths if at all possible.
That first run that he scored, he manufactured that run literally by himself.
14 stolen bases. He has been caught 10 times, so his percentage not all that good. Here's the 2-2. Whistled foul again, back out of play. Morgan was batting in the 2 slot last night. He has been in the leadoff spot much of this year, but he had a spell where he was struggling a bit, so Jim Riggleman dropped him to the 2 hole.
He'll have to improve on the .314 on base percentage if he's going to continue to lead off for Jim Riggleman. Usually a good on base percentage for a leadoff hitter is anywhere from 380 to 400. He is at .314 as we speak, and even though he is real fast, that does present problems if you can't get your leadoff hitter on. Jim Riggleman in the middle there.
And he got him. Strike 3 call. Morgan didn't like it as he has words for Eric Cooper. 1 away.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively. It's always presented by your Beaumont Hospital. It's Don Kelly getting the start in center field. It was Rayburn last night in center field. Bosch and Ordonez on the corners. Santiago with a really nice fielding percentage at shortstop. Of course, you know Cabrera's dangerous at first. Gerald Laird getting another start behind the plate here today. Back-to-back days after a 3-hit performance last night.
Here's Guzman with 1 out. Slaps it in the air toward left field. Right in the sun is Bosch. He hauls it in. Sunfield out in left and center tonight.
So far, so good for Verlander here. First pitch strikes. That's one of the things that he's been really good at the last several times he's gone out there. He's about 80% in first pitch strikes. And with the stuff that Verlander features, if you're looking at a no ball, 1 strike count, your chances decrease greatly in getting to him. He's got that kind of stuff.
Here's Adam Dunn with 2 outs. Dunn, the first baseman for the Nationals.
That stuff that Max Scherzer was featuring last night wasn't too shabby either. He had some nice electricity with his fastball.
Driven in the air, center field, and hit a ton. Kelly is on his way back. Track, wall, and gone. Adam Dunn with a monster home run to dead center. Verlander throwing his arms up as if to say that ball is in play, but Dunn is taking the tour. Now even Adams looking back. It's a solo home run.
Let's take a look at the pitch location here. Dunn is one of those guys where you cannot miss out over the plate. If he's able to extend those powerful arms, the ball usually goes about 420 feet. To have success against him, you've got to crowd him inside. Kelly ran out of room. And we don't say that very often here at Comerica Park.
Meanwhile, Verlander thought that thing hit off the top of the wall and came back, but that was a home run for Dunn, his 15th of the year, and it's a 1-0 lead for Washington. There's a strike on Ryan Zimmerman.
That's now the 5th home run for Dunn in the last 8 games. He's been sizzling hot in that regard.
Well, the Tigers have won the first 4 games on this homestand, and the opponent has scored first in all of them, and they have scored first here tonight. Pittsburgh did it 3 straight games. Washington did it last night. 0-2 on Zimmerman. 3-0-2 batter. 0 for 3 in the ball game last night. Had a sac fly, though. Zimmerman, a very talented player. 13 homers, 36 RBIs. And the 1-2. Breaking ball got him. See you later. And Verlander has his second strikeout. 1 run on 1 hit, the Dunn homer. Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the first. From the Tigers now, their starting lineup presented by Big Boy. Don Kelly leads it off. He'll play in center field, followed by Johnny Damon, the DH. Maglio, big night last night. He is in right field. Cabrera's cleaning up, and then you've got Bosch and Guillen. Your bottom 3 tonight features Inge, Laird, and Santiago. The Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on Livan Hernandez. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
You wouldn't know it. He's been one of your more durable pitchers in the major leagues the last 12 years. Over 30 starts for the talented Hernandez in that span, and he would classify as a crafty right-hander. And it's not usual that you describe a right-hander that way, but he will just not give you a whole lot to hit. He's crafty out there.
And the 35-year-old is in his second stint with the Nationals. Here's the 0-1 to Don Kelly. Ripped to second base and knocked down there by Guzman from his knees. He throws him out. 1 away.
What we have in this game is a couple of second basemen that are shortstops by trade. Carlos Guillen, of course, is a shortstop, and Guzman is also a shortstop playing second base. So they've got some pretty good range at that position, and he displays some of that range right there.
Needed some help from his first baseman, Dunn, who had to pick that one out of the dirt. Short-armed a bit, and 1 away now for Johnny Damon. Hernandez delivers strike 1. Johnny was 0 for 5 last night, but still batting .287. 7 hits on the homestand. No balls, 2 strikes on Damon.
As Johnny put it today, he was talking about his night, and he said, my night didn't look all that good. He said, but me and Maglio Ordonez combined were 4 for 10 last night.
Well, That is the truth. The 0-2. There's a little pop-up to short, and it's going to be caught instead by Zimmerman right in front of the shortstop. 2 gone.
Let's take a look at the rest of the Nationals defensively. You've got Willie Harris, in left field tonight. You've got the Speedy Morgan, and he's in center. Bernardina's in right. You've got Zimmerman, Desmond, Guzman, Big Adam Dunn. He's at first. And the future Hall of Famer, Pudge Rodriguez, behind the dish. The Nationals have committed 58 errors this year, the most in the majors.
Ordonez skies one to right field. It's playable for Bernardina. He is under it. And Hernandez has himself a quick 1-2-3 inning. To the second we go. American Bank, strength and stability since 1849. And by Comcast, call 1-800-COMCAST for TV, phone, and internet. Back here at Comerica Park where the dogs are working right now. And the fans are enjoying Tigers baseball this evening on a great night for baseball here in the Motor City.
It's a beautiful night for a game. It's a nice night to be a hitter, too, if you're a pull hitter and you bat right-handed, the way that gusting wind is blowing out to left field here tonight.
There's Pudge Rodriguez to lead it off. Check out the wind.
Yeah, it's blowing out at a pretty crisp pace.
Pudge to be followed by Bernardina and then Willie Harris.
I was teasing Pudge today. I said, you look like you're 25 years old. He says, I'm not 25. He says, but I feel awfully good, and his body looks good.
Hammers the first pitch back out of play. Well, you've got to be able to keep yourself in shape at the age of 38 to play that position at this level.
And to put up these kind of numbers. 336 with 1 home run and 20 driven in. And he's getting it done when there's runners in scoring position as well. 375.
Of course, Pudge Rodriguez very well aware of the type of pitcher Verlander is, having caught Verlander for so many years here in Detroit. He's behind in the count 0-2.
Well, Verlander might as well throw that high fastball, the one that Pudge Rodriguez had a tough time of catching up to when he wore a Tigers uniform.
Wave and a miss. Down he goes. Third strikeout now for Verlander.
This is the one pitch that Pudge Rodriguez hasn't really seen, and I'm trying to figure out what that was at 87 miles an hour.
I thought it was a slider, but it didn't act like
it. It didn't act like a slider. No. That's why I was kind of questioning myself. It might have been a slider that just didn't do anything, because usually when he throws 87, 88, 89, that's the new slider he's been working on this year.
Here's Bernardina. Strike one.
And Verlander absolutely dominant against right-handed hitters. Therefore, Jim Riggleman has run as many left-handers up there tonight as he possibly could against Verlander.
Driven high in the air, deep to right field, way back. That ball looks like it's going to stay fair, and it is.
Verlander's going to have to start mixing in some more breaking balls because apparently these cats over in the senior circuit, the National League, that would be, they're not missing fastballs. Dunn took him deep, and now you've got Bernardino taking him deep.
Fourth home run of the season for Roger Bernardino. That's his 19th RBI as well.
That's a fastball that kind of leaks right back over the heart of the plate. You can see Bernardino clearing those hips out of the way. Look at the hips. Once those hips get out of the way, that allows the bat to get through the strike zone. And a guy throwing 96, 97, he'll supply the majority of that power for you if you just meet it.
Solo home runs for Dunn and Bernardino. 2-0 in favor of Washington.
We talked about this Nationals team a little bit yesterday. They can hit. They've got a good hitting team.
Bouncing ball, fair ball, over the bag at first base. Verlander covers, nicely done by Cabrera.
Looked like that ball may have hit the first base bag, but that did not hurt the concentration of Miguel. It sure did. As a matter of fact, that kind of aided him in making that play because the ball kind of came up for him.
2 down now, and here's Michael Morse, who homered in the ball game last night. Leland was echoing those same sentiments in terms of the starting lineup. It's not the Washington team that many had seen the past couple of years. This is a very good offensive club, especially in the middle of their lineup.
They're close to doing a better job in their division. And the Phillies are still going to be the Phillies, and Atlanta has turned the corner once again, and they're good. But this Washington Nationals team, they may get out of last place this year.
Line to right field, base hit. Single for Morse, who has been absolutely red hot since coming off the disabled list. In fact, he is now 13 for his last 31.
I mean, if you really look at their division overall, I mean, the Nationals come in just 3 games under 500, and they're only 6.5 games out of first place. So it's a close division still.
Yeah, when you're in last place and you're still within striking distance, as they are.
Yeah, 6 games of striking distance.
Late in June, that's pretty good. Breaking ball in for a strike on Ian Desmond. Desmond batting .271, and he was drawing rave reviews from Leland as well today. They were talking about his defensive ability, and Leland feels he's going to be a great player in this league. Another breaking ball. It's a strike called 0-2 on Desmond. That's what it looks like in the East.
Yeah, it's all bunched up, really. Philly's been scuffling offensively. That's why they're 3.5 games back.
And I'm waiting to see Philly take off because I think eventually they will.
Yep, the other teams in the division, they better win as many games as they can. I brought that up about Desmond as well last night after talking to Jim Riggleman. He has 15 errors this year, which is quite a few. But I also brought up the fact that A-Rod, when he was young, Jeter when he was young, and Nomar as well, they all made lots of errors their first tour of duty in the big leagues. But this guy's got some useful tools. He's got bat speed, he's got arm, he's got range, and he hits in the clutch too.
He was drafted in the 3rd round back in 2004, and when he was drafted, former GM Jim Bowden immediately compared him to Derek Jeter, which is really tough to do for a young kid just being drafted, but he felt that's the type of player he could develop into.
He showed some skills last night.
1-2. Breaking ball, tried to hold up, couldn't do it. And that is that. So another strikeout for Verlander. They get another run on the home run, and you're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. 2-0 Washington as we go to the bottom of the second. Miguel Cabrera leading it off against Livan Hernandez, and these two guys have hooked up a total of 53 times, with Cabrera batting .264 lifetime against Livan Hernandez, and 1 home run.
Those are low numbers for Cabby against any pitcher, which kind of gives you an idea of the type of pitcher that Hernandez has been throughout his career. He used to throw harder, but no longer does he have the fastball that touches 90 miles an hour. But he will give you every speed from 60 all the way up to 85 with just about every pitch that he throws. He's the modern-day Louis Tiant.
Breaking low and outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That last one, 64 miles an hour. One and 2 on Miguel. He'll be followed by Bosch and then Guillen. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ooh, look out. The hook misses inside, and that one was at 63 mph.
When you look at Livan Hernandez, you would think that you could bunt on him. You would think that he can't get over to first base to take the putouts from the first baseman or whatever the case may be. You could run on him. Don't get it twisted. This guy is a pretty good athlete.
The 2-2.
Since he's been on the mound this year, and he started every 5th day, there's only been 4 attempted steals while he's been out there, which means he holds runners well. And he does field his position real good.
3-2 on Cabrera. And he walked him. Leadoff man is aboard. First walk of the ballgame for Hernandez.
How about a little bit of longevity here? As far as his wins, 161. That's 4th among actives. Complete games. We told you about the 30 starts and 12 straight. And he's been with 8 different teams.
And still clipping along. It seems like he's good for double-digit wins every single season.
Is it just me, or does it seem to you like these National League clubs that come in here to play the Tigers?
That's ripped to center field. It'll drop in a base hit. Cabrera will go to second base, and the Tigers now have 2 men aboard.
Treat Cabrera a little differently, and what I mean by that is they don't seem like they're afraid to put him on first base at any cost. Intentional base on balls. American League pitchers, they come after him, but these National League guys, they'll walk Cabrera. They walked him a couple times yesterday.
They may be more apt to challenge him here in the American League, which is fine. I mean, Cabrera doesn't mind that. He loves to hit. So something going now here in the second. Here's Carlos Guillen.
This is where Livan gets tough. He yields a pretty nice batting average when there's no one on base, but once there's runners on, he just gets real picky and really slows the game down, and he really tests your patience.
Carlos enjoying a 7-game hitting streak, has the average nearly up to 300 now. He's at 298.
That's about what Carlos has done since putting on a Tigers uniform. The last 5 years, he's been right around 300.
Walking a single for the Tigers here in the second, and it's fouled back out of play. 0-2.
You see with runners on base, the 139 batting average against Livan. He'll give you some singles when the bases are empty, but he just gets tough when he's pitching in a little traffic.
Well, he's firmly ahead of Guillen here, 0-2. Carlos 1 out of 4 in the ball game last night. Tigers have the tying runs on here in the second. Scooped out of there by Pudge Rodriguez. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You got to be busy and on your toes if you're Pudge Rodriguez when Hernandez is out there, because he bounces a lot of balls.
Leland said of Livan Hernandez before the game today, he knew how to pitch the day he got to the big leagues in Florida with Leland. And he paid great compliments to his ability to pitch and said he was an even better athlete than people think he is. He's a good hitter and has undergone some changes over the years in terms of style, but The results seemingly have always been the same.
He was probably pitching against a little bit better competition while pitching in Cuba than most kids would have been pitching against in playing minor league baseball, which is probably why Hernandez, when he got to the big leagues, he knew how to pitch. Those guys that play in Cuba, because of the national attention that they get, usually come over here and they don't stay in the minor leagues long. They're big league ready.
Hernandez pitched just parts of 96 and 97 in the minor leagues, the rest of the time at the big league level. And now he has gone to 3-2 after getting ahead 0-2. And digging a bit of a hole here in the second. A walk to Cabrera, single by Bosch. Nationals have built a 2-0 lead on a pair of solo home runs.
Does he start him here?
Runners go on 3-2, ball 4. They are loaded up. By the way, this game tonight is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Comcast. Well, this is a pretty sight. The base is loaded for the Tigers. And one of their hottest hitters coming up, Brandon Inge, has hit safely in 10 straight. Five grand slams in his career. And there's ball 1.
You know, we put up Brandon Inge's straight charts up about a couple of weeks ago, and he got his first base hit to right field. It's no coincidence that batting average has perked up about 50 points. And he's gone up the middle and he's gone the other way with regularity.
2-0, and now Hernandez really digging a hole here. Well, Brandon, over his last 18 games, batting .338. He's knocking 26. He's added a little bit more punch at the bottom of that Tigers lineup.
I think his knees are healthy really for the first time, too.
Here's the 2-0. He's taking 3-0.
So far, the game plan that Lloyd McClendon gave his guys before the game has been a good one. And that was to make Hernandez throw strikes, which he doesn't do a whole lot of. He's thrown 22 pitches, 11 of which have missed the strike zone.
He's taking, and there is strike 1. 3-1 on Brandon Inge. After a couple of walks and a base hit here in the second, the Tigers have Cabrera down at third base. They have Bosch at second. Carlos Guillen occupying first. And there's a strike. Inge discards the bat, and he's called back by Eric Cooper. Right on the edge of the plate, if it was a strike indeed.
It's going to be a long night for some Tigers hitters if Hernandez is going to get this pitch. Not only does it appear to be down, but it appears to be off the plate as well.
3-2. Boy, you're right. Hernandez really does shut it down once there are guys on base. Boy, the pace of the game comes to a halt. Meanwhile, Lloyd McClendon is chirping from the Tigers dugout on the location of that last pitch. Here's the 3-2. It's outside, ball 4. That'll force him around. Hernandez has walked 3 in this inning. He gets an RBI. It's 27. Here comes McCanny. So Cabrera comes in. And Hernandez far from getting out of this jam. Still nobody out. Former Tiger pitching coach Steve McCanny.
Well, we know Maglio has done a lot of damage regardless of who the opposition is. But in interleague, his numbers are tremendous. And how about Gerald Laird? in 47 games, hitting .347 against the National League. So I guess no coincidence that he perked up in last night's game with 3 knocks. Did G-Money.
Bases loaded now for Gerald Laird to run in. And Hernandez now in search of strikes. He's had a tough time throwing them, and there is strike one on the inside part of the plate.
That's a nice job there by Steve McCaddy, their pitching coach. I don't know if he told him to throw that breaking ball there, but it's a situation where he did throw it after not finding the strike zone with the fastball.
Laird takes another strike, this one to the outside corner, and Gerald doesn't like it. We've already had a lot of complaining here with Eric Cooper.
Well, Gerald is probably telling Eric Cooper, if you're going to give him that pitch, we've got to get that pitch too.
Laird had the big game last night, a 3-hit game, all singles, his season high, as Lloyd continues to stare out at the home plate umpire. The 0-2 pitch.
By Eric Cooper calling some of those fastballs strikes that are outside, if you're the Tigers hitters now, and especially when you fall behind, you're more prone to swing at those pitches, and it's not necessarily a good thing, but if that's going to be his strike zone tonight, you kind of know it early tonight. And hopefully it's both ways.
.66 miles an hour again, so tantalizing, but that one was way wide, 1-2.
The previous pitch was 86 miles an hour, and then he goes down to 66 on the breaking ball.
This next pitch will be his 30th. And that was after a 6-pitch first inning.
All strikes as well in that first inning for Levon.
And there's another ball that just missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gerald Laird.
Well, he's pretty much holding true to what we thought he would do, and that's regardless of the situation. He just doesn't throw many balls right down the heart of the plate. And if you display some patience, you can get some runners on base. And you can get yourself in some friendly hitters' counts.
Which by and large is what the Tigers have done here tonight. They've drawn 3 walks in this inning. There's a line drive, base hit over the head of Desmond. 1 run will score, that's Bosch. Guillen coming around third, they'll send him home, and he scores. And Gerald Laird continues to swing the hot bat. The Tigers get 2 more to take the lead. What a series so far for Laird.
Laird went down and got a pretty good pitch. It's at the bottom of the strike zone. As a matter of fact, we're going to show you all the pitches. It's our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. He gets ahead, no balls, 2 strikes, courtesy of that call off the plate. And then he stays away from Laird with a fastball and a breaking ball. And then he goes down at the bottom of the strike zone with another breaking ball that Laird laces into left center field for 2 ribbies.
Gerald now has 4 hits in the series. He picks up RBIs 8 and 9. The Tigers still have nobody out here in the second. Shortstop Desmond skating in behind the runner.
As you can imagine, Gerald Laird was all smiles today, not only because he got the 3 hits last night, but his Los Angeles Lakers beat the Boston Celtics to push that series to 7 games. So G-Money, he's happy these days.
Sometimes I wonder what he was happier about. The 3 hits of the Lakers. It's a toss-up. Grounded foul. 1-1 on Santiago.
He's a huge fan.
Well, Santiago, batting .246, is getting an opportunity to play short tonight. He's knocked in 9 this year. RBIs in the inning, 1 for Inge and 2 for Laird. just like that, the 2-0 deficit has been wiped away. He's showing bunt, and he lays one down the first base line. Dunn will throw him out as Guzman covers. Second and third, one out. Santiago advancing the runners. And already here in this game, they have some activity in their bullpen. Batista's warming up. The veteran Miguel Batista. One gone for Don Kelly. In each of his last 3 starts, Livan Hernandez has given up 2 runs in each of those starts. He's already given up 3 here in this one tonight, and we're just in the second.
And on the infield with 1 out, Jim Riggleman has his defense relaxed, which means the ground ball up the middle will score 1 more run here for Kelly.
High fly ball center field. Morgan is under it. Inge will tag, and he will come in to score, and it's a sac fly. And an RBI for Don Kelly. Kelly with his 4th RBI. High fives all around.
It all started with the base on balls to Miguel Cabrera. And we talked about that last night. Even when Miguel's not getting a chance to hit, he still just turns the lineup over. He has that kind of ability batting in that number 4 spot for Jim Lee.
Here's Johnny Damon. He pops it up. Third base side. Pudge coming toward the dugout. Has room. And that is that for Detroit for the big inning. They sent 8 men to the plate, score 4 times, and the Tigers have the lead. And his club right now, especially on this homestand, is finding a way to win ball games.
I feel like we've played really good baseball. What's funny is I felt like we didn't play quite as good against Pittsburgh as we should have, but we snuck them out. And getting the wins, it makes all the difference in the world. I feel like we're a team that's about ready to take off right now.
Well, it seems like in past years, Rod, this is about the time the Tigers have been able to take off in June, and maybe not so coincidentally, it's come with their success against the National League.
Yeah, they play well against the National League. There's no debate about that, and they love playing at Comerica Park. You can take a look at the previous 6 games before they went on the 6-game winning streak here in their comfy confines. And it all starts with pitching, really. 2.29 earned run average, and when your pitchers are putting up zeros, it really gives your offense a chance to come back, and they've got a nice offense. They can come back in a lot of games. They have done it a lot this year.
So Verlander now has a nice little lead to work with, 4-2 after falling behind 2-0. It'll be Niger Morgan here in the third. Morgan, Guzman, and Dunn. 1 ball and 1 strike on Morgan, who struck out to start the game.
And Verlander is one of those pitchers. If he opens the door up for you a little bit early, you better get him, because the longer he stays out there, the tougher he is to get.
Now the 1-1. Showing bunt. Lays it third base side. And fortunately, it's going to roll foul.
Nyjer Morgan has the kind of stature that Mickey Rivers had of the Yankees back in the day. Well, at least that's where I remember Mickey playing for the Yankees. They're fast. They're slim. Like to bunt. And they love to run.
Morgan swiped a couple of bags last night. Wave and a miss, and Verlander has struck him out twice. That'll be his 5th for the game for JV. And right now we go back to the studio. Check in on a game break. Here's Mickey York. All right, Mick, thank you. Here, the Tigers use a 4-run second to take a lead. Kuzma on the batter. Entering tonight, Verlander had allowed just 5 home runs in 86 innings, and he has given up 2 already this evening. The solo shots by Dunn and Bernardino. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Steven Strasburg, the very talented rookie of the Nationals, got a front row seat watching Verlander, as do most pitchers when Verlander is pitching. They like to watch him, as does everybody else.
1-2. I guess there are some similarities between the two. Both with an outstanding fastball. Both got to the big leagues pretty polished. Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for Verlander.
JB's got that filthy breaking ball working here tonight. Hey fans, this Friday join the Tigers for a totally awesome 80s party when they host the Arizona Diamondbacks at 7:05. Pre-game entertainment includes break dancers, costumed characters, and more. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Ah, the 80s. Remember them well. The fashions, the music. Should be a fun night.
Absolutely.
Here's Adam Dunn. Dunn takes strike 1. He homered back in the first, a 2-out solo shot, which now gives him 15 home runs this year.
That fastball that he hit out was away from him, and that's where you can't pitch at him. Not with the fastballs. You can show him that fastball up and away off the plate to come back in with a breaking ball or a fastball, but I don't think you can throw a fastball by him consistently on the outer third of the plate. He's big and he's strong.
The 1-1. Dunn is finishing up a 2-year deal with the Nationals. It's been a lot of years in Cincinnati where he hit a lot of his home runs, but they are working on an extension, and he has told the Nationals that he wants to stay in Washington. Certainly, I would imagine they want him.
Well, that's good for him, though, because he must feel like this team is on the rise, because he can go play for a contender if he chose to.
Yeah, and I think that's his feeling, that this team is on the rise, and certainly the standings indicate that.
He's a big boy. That much is for sure. Huge boy, put it that way.
The 1-2. Lifted to center field. Kelly is on the run. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander, keyed by a couple of strikeouts. One of Morgan, the one of Guzman. Livan Hernandez back on top of the hill now as we go to the bottom of the third. The Tigers on top 4-2 in this one. Here comes Maglio to lead it off. And Hernandez, who had a really difficult time of throwing strikes in the second, will try to better that here in the third. Maglio is 0 for 1 with a fly ball. That's outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Hernandez can throw strikes. He just doesn't want to throw strikes. He doesn't want you to hit strikes.
It's driven down the right field line. Foul.
This time last year, Maglio was sitting at about 276, but the slugging percentage and the home runs are the ones to focus on. He's got a 507 slugging percentage as we speak, and he has 8 home runs this year compared to 2 last year. What a difference a year makes for Maglio.
Ball low, 3-1. And what a difference it has made for this Tigers offense. Ordonez seemingly has put the beginning of last year way behind him now. Seems like such a long time ago. He really hit well in the second half of last season. Maybe not with as much power as he draws another walk. It's going to be 4 walks for Livan Hernandez.
He had 1 game this year where he walked 5, and he's in jeopardy of doing that here today.
Yeah, that was against Atlanta. He needs 1 more to get to that plateau, and here's the guy that he walked to start things off in the second, and Cabrera eventually scored. It has been a feast for Miguel Cabrera in his career when he has seen Washington Nationals pitching. An absolute feast. 362 against the Nationals.
75 RBIs in 83 games.
That's getting it done.
75 RBIs in 83 games. That is ridiculous. They were glad to see him get to step in, to get out of their division.
The 1-0.
And you know what makes those numbers even more fascinating, Mario? That when Cabrera was hitting in the middle of that order for Florida, he really had no help. There was nobody else in that lineup that was helping him. He was doing all that damage pretty much by himself, getting pitched around on certain nights by certain teams.
There's the strike call. We assume those numbers obviously go back to the Montreal days as well.
True.
Doesn't matter what the uniform against that organization. It's something else. Here, he does have a little bit of help in this lineup with the guy in front of him, Ordonez, the guy behind him, Bosch.
I sure miss going to Montreal. Boy, that was a nice stop.
I have never been there.
Ooh, that was a nice stop on the tour. Boy, was it nice.
What made Montreal so nice?
Everything. Just, I mean, great food. I mean, the area where you stayed, the people were nice, and it was unbelievable.
3-1 pitch is a strike. Well, Hernandez, if he continues to walk guys and go to 3-ball counts, his pitch count's going to get up there really quickly. Cabrera this year in victories, a cool 370. Slugging percentage over 700 in Tiger wins. Runner going on 3-2 and a bouncing ball to third. No shot at the runner at second base. Cabrera is out.
Well, Jim has displayed that he's going to start a runner when the count is 3-2. He did it a couple of innings ago. Actually, it was last inning, first and second on a 3-2 count. With Guillen up, he started the runner. And I guess the reason for that is Hernandez is not a strikeout guy. He doesn't strike that many out. Therefore, Jim feels comfortable putting a little pressure on his hitter to make contact in those situations. Speaking of contact, this guy can make some contact.
Lines that one back up the middle into center. Here comes Maglio rounding third. Here comes the throw to the plate, way off target. It's an RBI for Brennan Bosch. His second hit of the night. '31st RBI of the season for Bosch.
Bosch is one of those guys that you just can't set up, and it looks like Levon trying to stay off the plate outside, but Brennan's got the long bat, he's got the long arms that go with the 6-foot, 6-inch frame that he possesses. He's able to hit himself another solid single right back up the middle.
Bosch has seen 2 pitches and 2 base hits up the middle. Now Carlos Guillen. Tigers have their 3rd hit. So again, a leadoff walk comes around to score for the 2nd straight inning. That is popped up. Foul ground. Zimmerman calling off Pudge.
And Zimmerman won a Gold Glove last year at third base. His first of many. And we don't see him that often, but the people that I talk to that watch the National League, they say he's one of the premier third basemen, not only in that league, but in all of baseball. Didn't stay in the minor leagues very long either. 75 games total in the minor leagues before coming to the big leagues after he was drafted in 2005.
People seem to pay attention to his offensive numbers because what he did as a rookie in his rookie season, but he can pick it as well. Good player. 0-1 on Brandon. Inge had a bases loaded walk back in the 2nd to drive in a run. 10-game hit streak for Mr. Inge. There's some size right there in that picture with Hernandez, Dunn, Bosch. Runner goes, driven in the air, left field. Harris started back, now he's coming in, and that is that. Tigers get another run in the Bosch RBI. By the Romani Eye Institute, the most trusted name in eye care. And by AT&T, find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, rethink possible. As Alice Cooper used to say, school's out for summer. That means the kids will be at the ballpark. And a lot of them here tonight having fun. They've been treated to 5 runs from the Tigers so far.
Yeah, bring them to the ballpark and just let them run around. He's got them summer teeth. Some are here, some are there, some are everywhere.
No, that one I've never heard before. Here's Zimmerman.
You never heard that before? Summer teeth? Some are here, some are there.
No, but people used to call me Roman nose because it roams all over my face.
No, I never heard that before.
Zimmerman, Pudge, and Bernardino. Fouled back out of play. 0-2 on Zimmerman.
This Nationals team, they got a pretty nice 3-4-5 with Zimmerman and Dunn and Willingham not playing today, but when he's in there, Jim Riggleman has some guys in the middle of that order that can do some damage. As a matter of fact, they're one of the best teams in the middle of the order in their league, in the National League.
Roll toward third base. Brandon has it there. Zimmerman is out, one gone.
Ask and you shall receive. Here's where they rank. So every now and then you got to believe me. Runs on base percentage, home runs, they walk too. Batting average not too bad.
Whole lot of production. Dunn, Zimmerman, Pudge Rodriguez, the 3, 4, and 5 in this one tonight for Jim Riggleman. Pudge is 0 for 1, a strikeout victim of Verlander, is back in the second, and JV tonight has struck out 6 already in this game. He had struck out just 3 in his last start, 4 the start before that. No balls, 1 strike. Pudge recently spent some time on the disabled list with a bad back strain to be exact. And they activated him just in time for Strasburg to make his big league debut. 1-1 on Pudge. Right back up the middle and just out of the reach of Guillen.
Take a look at the company that Pudge Rodriguez might be in if he's able to keep his batting average above 300 or get it back to 300 before his career is all said and done. You're talking about guys with gold gloves, all-stars, and career 300 hitters, and really that list kind of speaks for his name itself with the personnel that's on that list. Clemente, Mays, and Robbie Alomar.
You know, Mays and Clemente, obviously everybody knows and has heard of those names, but Robbie Alomar might be a little bit underappreciated, I think, through the years in baseball. He was a dynamite player.
He should have gotten the Hall of Fame this year, his first year of eligibility, and he didn't get in. He should have. He's the best second baseman I've ever seen play. But that is impressive company anytime you start hanging around with those kind of guys with the numbers that they've put up.
Bernardina takes a breaking ball outside.
Pudge wants 3,000 hits too. That's really the last thing for him to do. He's won championship. We've talked about everything else that he's been able to accomplish in this game. He would be the first catcher to get to 3,000 hits.
I'm not betting against him. Verlander missed away, 2-1.
Well, I think Trevor Thompson said before that hit he was 241 away, so that makes it 240. Trevor did a nice little piece on Pudge in the pregame show today.
So what do you think? Maybe the year 2012?
No, I think he can get there. Well, yeah, 2012. Yes. Well, no, he can get there this year, next year. He got 100 games to play, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's assuming he plays at a normal clip and gets his base hits. Guillen spins to second one, not going to get the double play. And there are 2 gone. How about that AT&T trivia question this evening? Here it is. What Cuban-born pitcher has the most career wins? Of course, Mr. Hernandez is a native of Cuba. What Cuban-born pitcher has the most career wins?
Al Avila, the assistant general manager here to Dave Dombrowski, signed Livan Hernandez when he was in Florida with Dave. As a matter of fact, Al was the scouting director at that time.
A lot of Marlin connections as the runner just got back.
And Verlander's got those quick feet when he does decide to throw over to first base. But surprisingly, if you look at Verlander's numbers, he's yielded more stolen bases this year than in recent memory because he has that very high leg kick as well. And when he does go to the more conventional leg kick, runners have been able to steal bases on him this year. When he's trying to pick you off, he's tough to run on. But once he goes home, he gives up a few.
Bernardina can run a little bit. He has 4 steals this year, but he stole a ton of bases in the minor leagues, almost 200. Showing bunt, strike call on Willie Harris. He was a former member of the White Sox. In fact, was on the 2005 World Championship White Sox team. Hitting just 162. Jim Riggleman has talked about how they really need to get him going.
He can play just about anywhere. Infield, outfield. He's a nice platoon player.
Cabrera applying a quick tag. That was close. The 0-1. Verlander with 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 more in the second, and 2 in the third. After falling behind 2-0, Tigers had backed him with 5 big ones in this game. Back out of play, 1-2. Verlander came into this one with a 6-3 record in his last 9, so he's on one of those typical rolls that he seems to get on after the month of April. ERA in the low 2s in that stretch. And while he has 7 wins this year, the Tigers are 9-4 in his starts. The 1-2 pitch. Ooh, that one got Gerald Laird. Here are those numbers in his last 9 compared to his first 4. Striking difference.
Mira lo feo, mira lo feo.
Laird finally shaking that last one off. Runner goes. Here comes the throw down to second. Not in time. Bernardina has the swipe. It's his 5th of the year.
Take a look at the leg kick here. That's what Bernardino sees. And when he sees the leg kick go up, he knows it's going to take a long time before Verlander delivers that ball toward home plate. And even as good as Laird has been at throwing the baseball, it's tough to throw out a base runner. I think Verlander might be about 1.6 seconds when he does take that leg up in that more conventional way, which is, I shouldn't say easy to run on, but it makes it a lot easier if you've got some speed.
The 1-2 is low to make it the 2-2, now 3-2. So now base runner 7 for 9 against Verlander. What's a really good time, a tough time to run on?
1-1, 1-2. Anything above 1-2, then you've got the opposing teams that are considering if they've got a true base stealer in stealing a base.
Tipped into the glove for strike 3, and that is that. They get a hit, leave a man. 7 strikeouts for Justin Verlander. Bottom of the fourth inning, and Hernandez back to the hill. Levon has thrown 52 pitches through the first 3 frames. Laird, Santiago, and Kelly coming up for the Tigers. First pitch swinging and fouled it back out of play. Laird, a 2-run single back in the second. And Gerald now with a total of 9 RBIs. 4 hits and 5 at-bats in the series against Nationals pitching.
Yeah, a couple more knocks, and G Money will get over that Mendoza line, which is a 200 batting average.
Fly ball to left. Willie Harris is there to make the play. 1 gone. How about that AT&T trivia question tonight? What Cuban-born pitcher has the most career wins?
I gave them the answer earlier if they were listening.
Sure did. Deltiante, 229. He pitched for 19 years in the big leagues. He was fun to watch pitch. Had that unique style, that unique delivery. Here's Santiago.
I think he had one of those outstanding years. I believe it was, 68 when everybody had great years as pitchers?
Yeah.
I think Tiant that year was tremendous himself.
Ground ball to the right side. Ranging right is Guzman. 2 gone. Pitching dominated, boy, those years of 67, 68.
Big Bob Gibson. Tigers had a few good ones themselves.
Here's Don Kelly with 2 outs. Kelly starting in center field tonight, batting leadoff for the Tigers. Austin Jackson still not available tonight. There's another ground ball to second. Going to be an easy inning for Hernandez. Just 5 pitches to retire the Tigers. Seven. And the World Series, of course, the skipper Jim Leyland of the Marlins.
That was his first year in Florida after leaving the Pittsburgh Pirates.
LeBron Hernandez, the NLCS and the World Series MVP. And Jim Leyland, of course, carrying the banner. And look at the look on the skipper's face. Leyland was the manager of that team and the architect of that club. Well, you know him well. Dave Dombrowski.
Dave Dombrowski, that particular year, he went out and signed a lot of free agents. I mean, he signed some really good players. And then when he started to look for a manager to take over that could lead that team to a world championship, he didn't have to go very far to find Jim Leyland because of the relationship that they had when they both started their careers in the big leagues for Leyland in Chicago. And Dave, of course, is a very young executive in Chicago.
I'm sure he had to look at those highlights with fond memories there, Dave Dombrowski. And he was definitely smiling the whole time we had those highlights rolling.
As a matter of fact, the 2003 championship team that the Florida Marlins fielded, a lot of those people were David Dombrowski's people. Dave was already here in Detroit, but he set the groundwork for that club, too. Cabby was on that 2003 team at a tender age of 20.
Leadoff single for Michael Morse here in the 5th.
That's the second lousy single Morse has taken the opposite way today here.
He's 14 for 32. And, he was just a bit player with Seattle. Ian Desmond, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd. Baseball America rated Desmond as the number 4 prospect in the national system. Among National League rookies, pretty good number.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Here's the 1-1. Bounce back up the middle. Santiago hits the bag. One, and the relay is in time. 6-3 double play.
Some nifty footwork here as well by Santiago. He grabs it and then he kind of shuffles over, jumps off the right foot and gets enough on his throw to get the out.
So the bases are empty now. That's going to bring up Nyjer Morgan. Morgan has been kept off the bases. That's a positive. In fact, Verlander has struck him out twice in this game. '20 multiple hit games this year for Morgan. That is the highest total on their team. Verlander missing outside. And now the count goes at 2-0. Morgan last year, after being acquired in that trade from Pittsburgh, hit .351 in just 49 games for the Nationals. The 2-0 is in there. 2-1 on Morgan.
And Mike Rizzo, their general manager, said it was no coincidence that when he broke his hand and could not play the remainder of the season, that their ball club went into a little bit of a tailspin.
Well, Morgan 5 triples this year, which is 3rd in Major League Baseball. He has showcased his speed in this series with a couple of steals. 3-1 pitch. He drops down a bunt foul. (3-2) on Nyjer Morgan. Swing and a miss. Verlander blows him away with a strikeout. 8 strikeouts for Justin. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Is brought to you by General Mills, nourishing lives, And by Jaguar, visit your local Jaguar dealer to experience the 2011 Jaguar XJ. Tiger fans looking out here, and whoa, who's that, Rod?
She's pretty, whoever she is.
Whoever she is, that's your daughter. Rachel in the crowd tonight.
I've had a great week. Rachel and I have hung out all week long, and you dads know when your kids get in college and freshmen, and sometimes they don't want nothing to do with daddy.
That's right.
But we have had a tremendous week here, just her and I just kind of kick it in. She's been on my routine. She's been coming to the ballpark every single day and just kind of hanging out.
Now, if you had to beat the fellas back with a stick back home?
Oh, no, here, dude. Hear me back home. I'm fighting them off here.
I'm sure you are. Well, it's always fun to be able to bring the kids to the ballpark. Looks like she's enjoying it tonight. 1-2 on Johnny Damon. They'll be followed by Ordonez and then Cabrera here in the fifth. 5-2 Tigers lead. They have led since scoring 4 in the second. Johnny in the series now is 0 for 7 after picking up 7 hits in that series against the Pirates. Here's the 1-2 offering. Just off the plate. Hernandez has walked 4 in this game, although he had a 5-pitch fourth. That got his pitch count back in order. A 2-2 is inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now the 3-2 pitch. Popped up. Shallow left. Desmond going back, covering a lot of ground. 1 away. Damon now 0 for 3. Maglio with a walk and a run scored. He is 0 for 1. Right down the middle it comes at 85 miles an hour for strike 1.
The guys were teasing Maglio during batting practice today, and they were asking him, is it that easy? Of course, Maglio missed 6 straight games without seeing live pitching. And then he comes back and gets 4 hits yesterday. Take a look at this 66-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Maglio about screwed himself in the ground.
And that's the type of swing that'll aggravate that oblique again if you're not careful. 0-2. Tigers, by the way, have 5 runs on just 3 hits tonight, which is, I guess, going to speak to the wildness that Hernandez has had. 4 walks.
They've had a nice game plan against him. They knew coming in that he's not going to throw the ball down the middle of the plate, but they have not really helped him at swinging at those borderline pitches. Like that last 2-strike fastball there that he threw off the plate on purpose. But they've had a nice game plan, and they've stuck to it.
Now again, it's 3-2. Another 3-ball count for Hernandez and the guy on deck, Cabrera. The 3-2 pitch. Grounded toward third foul. The 3 Tigers hits in this game. Bosch with a single, Laird a 2-run single, and then Bosch had another base hit in the third, which drove in a run.
And with Maglio going 3-2 here now with Hernandez on the mound, that is the 7th 3-ball count here tonight against Tigers hitters.
Tipped in the glove for strike 3. 2 gone.
Hey fans, there is more interleague action tomorrow at Comerica Park when the Tigers host the Washington Nationals at 105. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. You know, we really haven't even gotten into the fact and talked about the fact that Porcello got skipped his last start, and I guess he's going to get the ball, I think, on Saturday. But he had to go in for a little minor tune-up. to get himself back together, and they've worked on some things in the bullpen, and they're hoping that when Rick does toe the rubber again, the results are different.
It seems like every time the Tigers come up with a plan for one of their starting pitchers, it seems to work out. His rookie year down the stretch, they did it with Porcello last year.
Scherzer, this year,
Scherzer
sent him down for 10 days. And you could even go this year when they sent Armando Galarraga down to the minor leagues with about 3 weeks to go, and they really didn't let him compete for that 4th or 5th job in spring training because they knew they had to stretch out the innings of Willis and Robertson and Bonderman, so they wanted Armando to go to the minor leagues so he could stay on this consistent work schedule because they knew they'd need Armando.
And all he's done is put up a 2-1 record with a 2.67 ERA and nearly a perfect game.
Yep. They said there was no way that they could have kept him in big league camp and him been ready for the season. So they sent him out. Armando wasn't happy about it. Trust me.
The 2-2, slow breaking ball. Swing and a miss at 65 miles an hour. Well, first 2 strikeouts of the game for Hernandez.
Will throw several pitches under the speed limit, and here's a perfect example of that. A 66-mile-per-hour breaking ball that Lincoln Mercury really doesn't need to slow down. We don't really need Exmo, but we're going to give it to you anyway. It just never got there.
Well, it's 5-2 in favor of the Tigers, and Verlander back to the hill in the 6th inning. Guzman leads it off, and then Dunn, and then Zimmerman. 5 runs, 3 hits for Detroit, 2 runs, 5 hits for the visiting Nationals. Down the middle it comes at 96 miles an hour, 1-1 on Christian Guzman.
Verlander's on top of his game today. 50 strikes in the 70 pitches he's thrown here. And a good bit of those first pitch strikes. 96, 97 with just about every fastball. He's thrown some outstanding breaking balls. And it looks like he's going to get 10 strikeouts here today, which will be the first time this year he will have racked up double-digit strikeouts.
13 is his career high. Missed it high and outside, 2-2. Guzman had a sizzling month of May, hit .381 last month, but has cooled down to .236 this month. 2-2 pitch. Right back up the middle, and it's cut off by Santiago. Look out, collision at first base. Everybody appears to be okay. You can see that play developing as Cabrera was leaning off the bag. Guzman went right over it.
It's a nice play, nice range, and he throws off balance and he flips it over there, and Cabrera tried to stay on the base but just couldn't. and wisely gave to coming to get the ball to make sure it didn't get past him. Here's a collision, though. On Sunday, Mario, this happened in Cleveland. What's that young catcher's name? Santana, yeah. Look at Dunn right here. The catcher's blocking the plate, no play. Now, that's a collision. Welcome to the big leagues, young man.
That was a one-sided collision. He just sneezed and rolled him over.
Isn't that ridiculous?
This is one guy right here that I do not want to run into anywhere.
He was an outstanding high school quarterback. As a matter of fact, when he left high school in '98, he was rated the #1 collegiate prospect for quarterbacks in the country. He went to Texas, played there 1 year, then he redshirted, then he said, you know what, this football stuff's not for me, and let me go try to play some baseball. He slowed down even.
Did you say quarterback or linebacker?
Quarterback. He played quarterback. He got decleated. You could see his cleats standing straight up in the air.
Santana, when he hit the ground, had to be saying, oh, man, they're going to play this over and over and over. Pretty funny.
Look at him, 6'6", 287.
I think he made the right choice, though, of giving up football. Well, I guess we'll never know, but his baseball career has been really, really good. Rolled slowly to the right side. Verlander's going to have to cover. The end with a nice play.
That's a really nice play. Cabby dove for it. He couldn't get there as he shuffled off the bag. But there's Guillen, Johnny on the spot, and Verlander is an athlete. Trust me. Justin Verlander is a good athlete.
Dunn is out, advanced the runner to second, and here comes Ryan Zimmerman. 0 for 2, strikeout, and a ground out. He's hitless in the series. Strike one from Verlander at 99.
Wow. He dialed up a little extra there to Zimmerman. There's some good pitchers in the National League, but there's not many as good as Verlander. He's one of the best pitchers on the planet.
And that was his best fastball of the night, 99. The 0-1. What's amazing is it seems so effortless.
Oh, he's got a perfect delivery. I mean, perfect delivery. I mean, just he gets to a real nice balanced spot. He lets the arm catch up, and he's got some real big, strong legs. And he was blessed with a lot of God-given ability, too, in his right arm. These guys are homies, aren't they? Virginia guys?
They are, indeed.
Just reaching back and just like, okay, I got this.
And that's turned into a pretty big club, that Virginia connection.
Since 2006 in the American League. 72 wins. I did not know that. Did you?
Not until I just read that, no. 72.
That's why, for me, he's an all-star, too. I know we've been trying to push all these Tigers to the all-star game, but he's one of the 10 best pitchers in the American League, so that means he should be on the all-star team.
Well, if he wins here today, he'll go to 8-4, and there's certainly a lot of baseball to be played in this one. The 2-2. Swing and a miss.
Oh, that wasn't fair.
101.
Dude, that just wasn't fair.
9 strikeouts for Verlander.
This just wasn't fair. It wasn't fair.
And Zimmerman, one of the best hitters in the National League, has struck out twice tonight against Verlander.
Wow. He's on one tonight.
Here's Pudge Rodriguez. 1 for 2 for Pudge. Fastball runs in 1-0.
He's pitching angry tonight.
Talk about a difference in styles tonight. These two starting pitchers, Hernandez and Verlander. One guy has been throwing in the 60s with his breaking stuff, and the other guy's touching 101 with his fastball.
Just about every fastball he has thrown in the last 2 hitters have been 99 miles an hour and above.
Hit the other way, and Pudge has himself another single. Let's see if it gets a run in. And it will. It's an RBI hit. Guzman comes around to score. Now it's a 5-3 game.
That's what makes Pudge Rodriguez special. 99 with the fastball. He knows he's not going to pull that ball, and he's not trying to pull it. He was a little late with his swing, as most guys are on 99-mile-per-hour fastballs, but he took the right route to get to the ball. You can see him pulling his hands inside, which got the barrel of the bat over the heart of the plate. And when you make contact, anything can happen.
Nationals got one in the first, one in the second, now one here in the sixth. Bernardino homered against Verlander back in the second inning. Roger now has pretty much become their regular right fielder. They gave him an opportunity in May. Really didn't hit all that well in the month of May, but in June came in at 378 this month, taking advantage of that opportunity. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bernardino. In fact, last April his season was marred by a broken ankle on a play that he went up against the wall and came down and broke it. That happened early in the year. Slowed his progress. The 1-1. 7 hits now for the Nationals. Tigers have just 3, but Detroit on top by a pair.
This Nationals team, they have a difficult time of winning away from their home. They're 13-22 on the road, but they are 6 games above 500 at home. They just had not have found the right mix to allow them to go in other people's ballparks and get W's.
One and 2 on Bernardino.
Jim Riggleman took over for Manny Acta last year after Manny Acta was fired, and he was given the job this year.
Runner goes. Here comes a throw. The tag. Got it. Pudge is out of there. He is thrown out by Gerald Laird. Tigers up 5-3, and Livan Hernandez back at the hill facing Brennan Bosch to lead it off. It'll be Bosch, Guillen, and Inge. It was a 1-2-3 and a very snappy 1-2-3 in the 5th inning for Hernandez. In fact, he's had a couple of 1-2-3s now. As the Tigers try and restart the offense here, they've had just 3 hits tonight, but they've taken advantage of Hernandez's wildness. Of the 4 walks, the Tigers have had all 4 of them score. Bosch now has 19 multiple hit games this year. He has 2 singles tonight, and he's done that in just 43 big league games. It has not taken him long to make an impact. 2-0.
You just admire the way that Brennan carries himself. Very confident young man, but at the same time a tremendous amount of respect for the game, the opposition, and his teammates. You'll see him, but you won't hear him. But you can feel the confidence coming off his body.
Right to the first baseman, Dunn.
Well, it's the 6th inning, and that means it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Can. We've showed you Dunn running over the young catcher in Cleveland last weekend, and now he picks on Verlander. It was early. It was the first. It was a fastball away. It was in the mid-90s, and Kelly ran out of room at that 420 mark, and Verlander thought the ball should have been called a double. Coors Light Freeze Can is always brought to you by your Frost-brewed Coors Light.
Meanwhile, Livan Hernandez has retired 9 straight Tigers. So he has done quite a job since giving up that 4-run second. He also gave up a run in the 3rd. Carlos 0 for 1. Walk and a run scored. High, deep fly ball way back into right field. And that ball is off the top of the wall. Guillen cruising to second base, and he just missed the homer.
He hit it good, but the wind is blowing from right to left, which meant it knocked it down just a hair, and he didn't get any help from Hernandez. That fastball about 80 miles an hour, so you got to generate all the power, and it just didn't get out.
Carlos Guillen safe at second base with a double. Safe and secure, New York Life. Here is Brandon Inge with 1 out. One 1-0 on Brandon, who walked with the bases loaded back in the 2nd to drive in a run. 10-game hit streak for Inge on the line here. Trying to extend it. The longest Tigers hitting streak of the year, Johnny Damon's 15-gamer. 2-0.
Now Livan not getting the calls that he was getting earlier from Eric Cooper, and he's a little disturbed by the strike zone.
Two-0 pitch. And it's 3-0. Another 3-ball count for Hernandez.
You wonder if Jim will give him the green light here, thinking that maybe Hernandez might throw a fastball and give him one whack at it.
Ball 4. Another walk for Hernandez. 5 of them now. Hey, throughout our communities, unique individuals give their time and resources to help others. People Magazine's All-Stars Among Us recognizes 3 finalists for the Tigers: Gordy Van Heetsma, Willie Johnson, and Ed Deeb. And through this Sunday, June 20th, you can vote for one of them by going to peopleallstars.com. The winner goes to Anaheim, representing Detroit in July for the All-Star game.
Gordy Van Heetsma was on the pregame show today with John Keating.
There's a strike call.
And there he is. Cool, ain't he? Got his shades on. We see you, Gordy.
Will Gordy be the one? You can vote. Go online. Now with 2 on and 1 out, Laird trying to do some more damage. Had himself quite a series. 2-run single back in the 2nd. Doug Slayton warming up, the left-hander for the Nationals. Laird has hit safely in 5 of his last 7 plate appearances. Trying to rebuild that Tigers lead, which right now stands at 2. And he waves and misses.
That's what you can't do against Livan. You can't swing that hard against him. If you do, more often than not, you're going to come up empty. You've got to kind of take what he gives you. You see that fastball, you think it's going to be a good pitch to hit, and all of a sudden the bottom falls out of it for lack of velocity.
Laird with 9 RBIs, courtesy of his 2-run single in the second. Just off the plate. 2-2. Well, he started with a double by Carlos Guillen. He's at second base. Inge has just walked. Now the 2-2. Popped him up. Left side of the infield for Ian Desmond. Runners hold, 2 gone. Going to bring up Santiago.
What's amazing to me is that it seems like every time that Hernandez flips that breaking ball up there, this one's 63 miles an hour, he throws it for a strike. And it looks so good to the hitters that you get out there and then you see it and you reload and then you reload again and you're still out in front of it.
So you're really reloading a couple times.
You're reloading a couple times.
That's how slow it is.
You've heard the Bugs Bunny changeup?
Yep.
That's a Bugs Bunny curveball.
Santiago had a sac bunt his first time up. Ground ball, first base side, scooped nicely by Dunn. And Hernandez covers to retire the side. Tigers get a double and a walk. Strand 2. We go to the 7th. And on April 14th, 1910, the U.S. President William Taft becomes the first president to throw the first pitch prior to a major league game, Washington Senators opening day, and that's where that little tradition got started.
That vest, kind of snug.
What are you saying?
Well, it's just a little snug.
Oh, my goodness. Here's Bernardino to lead things off here in the 7th. It'll be Bernardino and then Harris and then Morse. Tigers have a 2-run lead. Bernardino has a solo home run in this game and is fouled back out of play. Verlander, 9 consecutive starts now of 6 innings or more.
And it's kind of been 2 different Verlanders in this game. He came out blazing with the fastball early. He got touched up for a couple home runs. And then he went to the curveball. And that's the pitch that he racked up a lot of strikeouts with today, is the curveball. And then the last couple of innings, he's been 96 and above with every fastball. That's what you call changing throughout the game, making adjustments throughout the game.
He has surrendered 7 hits. Missed that one high. 2-2. Bernardino to be followed by Harrison, then Morse here in the 7th. He was at the plate when Pudge was caught trying to steal back in the 6th inning. Popped him up. Shallow left field. Santiago going back, has room. One away.
Hey fans, voting is ongoing for the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim. Help send your favorite Tigers to this year's Midsummer Classic by voting up to 25 times at Tigers.com. Vote early and often. Vote today at Tigers.com.
Old English D should be represented, hopefully, with a few players this year. Cabrera, got to believe, will certainly be there.
These Old English D's are the sharpest uniform in baseball. Just slick and white and clean.
The 1-0. Popped up bunt back out of play.
And here's the validation of the pitches that Verlander has thrown today, above 95 miles an hour. 57 of them. Of 95 pitches in that 6th inning, he threw 14 95 and above. And this is what makes him so good, is he can come back at 86 with that changeup and give you the same arm speed as the fastball and throw it from the same window. You don't know what's coming.
See what he gets here on 1-2. Breaking ball, and it missed. 2-2 on Willie Harris. He's 0 for 2. Ground ball, strikeout. And the 2-2 pitch. Another breaking ball. Got a piece of that one to stay alive. Verlander in search of his 8th win. He came in at 7-4.
If he could ever get off to a real good April, yeah, he'd be a perennial 20-game winner.
Evans off his foot, and Harris hits the deck immediately. If Verlander wins his 8th tonight, he'll tie Andy Pettit for the 4th most wins in the American League. Ouch. Even with the protector there.
David Price, have you seen what he's doing in Tampa?
10 wins to lead the AL. 10 wins.
Yeah.
Phil Hughes has 9, and Buchholz of Boston has 9.
How about that?
But David Price has come into his own now. He is
all those guys, his number 5 starters.
Fly ball toward left field, foul ground. Inge calling it. 2 outs. Here is Michael Morse. .100 pitches for Verlander. Verlander needed just 105 in his last start to throw 7 full.
He might have to go 8 today if Morse doesn't stretch him out too much. Tigers bullpen's in good shape, though. Jim always does a marvelous job with his bullpens. But it all works off the starting pitcher. If the starting pitcher is giving him a chance to maneuver in that bullpen, there's very few better at matching up late in games the way that Jim can. It helps to have a Coke and a Zamaya and a Valverde, though.
One and one on Morse. 2 for 2 with a couple of singles tonight.
I don't know what that pitch is Verlander's throwing here today. It's not a slider because it ain't acting like a slider. That's a curveball. That's a curveball, but he's thrown a couple of pitches today at about 88 miles an hour that look like BP fastballs.
Foutini is heating up. Right back of the mound, knocked down by Verlander. He'll take care of this one, though, and he shovels for the out.
He is so cool.
1, 2, 3, 7.
Too cool.
Stretch time. Unique look back at the night of June 2nd at Comerica Park with pitcher Armando Galarraga, umpire Jim Joyce, and an improbable chain of events created an unforgettable moment in baseball history. Join us as we present Tigers Weekly, Almost Perfect, Friday at 6 p.m. against Saturday at 11:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. here on Fox Sports Detroit. Almost Perfect. That'll be one heck of a show, so make sure you tune it in.
I tear up just a taste watching that video there of Galarraga taking out the lineup card that afternoon to Jim Joyce, of course.
Special moment, special way the fans here reacted.
I've played in a no-hitter. Of course, we called the Verlander no-hitter. I've been on radio for Game 7 of an outstanding World Series back in '01 with the Diamondbacks and the Yankees. But no event on a baseball field more emotional than those 2 days here at Comerica Park after the near-perfect no-hitter by Galarraga.
I would concur. I mean, it was especially when we saw the perfect game taken away. That one moment, I guess, is a moment I'll never forget. I mean, it was just like the air was taken out of our sails, and we just had nothing to say.
And then the next day, just happened to run into Jim Joyce as he was going to do his job, and just him still sobbing, and looked like he had been crying all night long. But very emotional 2 days. I'll never, ever forget him.
It's Johnny Damon.
That show should be outstanding.
Yep. It's going to be neat to kind of relive that whole moment. There's a strike called on Damon, who's 0 for 3.
Talked to Kevin Rand a little bit today before the game, and he said Jackson's back still a little bit tight. Didn't get a whole lot better from yesterday, but they're hoping that tomorrow, the spasms will, I guess, allow him to move around a little bit more and possibly get back into action. You can see him moving around right now like he's entertaining the thought of playing some defense here today. Kind of stretching a little bit there.
Doesn't matter, Austin. You're not coming in.
Not today?
No, I don't think so.
Not even for defense?
Well, I just don't think they want to chance it. 2-2 on Damon. Johnny now in the series 0 for 8. Time to get a hit. There's the 2-2. And it's taken away by Guzman. Hit it hard. Looked like it was going to right field. 2 outs. Well, we're here at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit on a gorgeous night for baseball here. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen, glad to have you with us. Brady Klima is our producer tonight. Mark Isofano is our director. Hernandez dealing to Maglio. And a ball outside, 1-0. Ordonez, a walk and a run scored, 0 for 2. And there's the base hit. And the Tigers now have their 5th hit. How about that Comerica game summary tonight? Well, it features Dunn and Bernardino with home runs for Washington. Tigers' 2nd inning. The big stat there is the 3 walks. And they got 4 runs. Verlander 7 innings and 9 strikeouts, and a good portion of his pitches, 95 plus. Innings alive for Cabrera, and he takes the ball outside, 1-0. Right back up the middle into center. Hernandez had to get his foot out of the way. Back-to-back singles for the Tigers. And 6 Tigers hits now. It's going to bring up Brennan Bosch. Another pretty good night for Bosch. 2 more hits, an RBI, and a run scored. 2 out of 3. And the average at 340 for Brennan. Strike one on Bosch. Batista still throwing in their bullpen. Pickoff throw, and they almost got it. Maglio got back.
I told you, Levon, a pretty good athlete. That's the daylight play. Desmond, the shortstop, takes off from shortstop, and then as a pitcher, when you see daylight in between him and the base runner, that's when you wheel and throw the ball to the bag, and the shortstop will be there.
Ball inside. Maglio got it started with a 2-out single, then a base hit by Cabrera. Swung on and belted high in the air, deep into right, way back into the night, and it's gone. Brennan Bosch with another mammoth home run. This kid's incredible. That's his 9th homer.
Oh, he back-legged that one. Did you see that? Look at the back leg. Oh, he out cold. We see you, young man. We see you.
420 feet on that one. And he just keeps hitting him farther and farther and farther.
He's so strong. He had 28 home runs last year in Double-A and was tied for the league lead in extra base hits. So the power is no fluke. It is no fluke. And he's got what you can't teach either. He's got size.
That's his second 4 RBI game of the year.
6'6" to be exact, about 250. Now, he's not that heavy.
You don't think so?
Yeah, he's 6'6", but he don't look like he's that heavy. But
I think you're right.
Guys that have those muscles, they weigh a little bit more than the fat. So muscles weighs more than fat. But he's chiseled. Whatever he weighs, it doesn't even matter. He's strong.
Well, the Tigers recently had a Rookie of the Year in Justin Verlander. They may be staring at another one in Brennan Bosch this year. If he can keep up anything close to what he's done to start his big league career. They are still buzzing about that home run. The 3-0 is outside a walk. 6 walks. And it looks like that's going to be it at 110 pitches for Livan Hernandez. Wallside Windows pitching change. They go to the bullpen. We'll be back. After retiring 2 batters, gives up a 3-run shot, and the Tigers continue to get it done in interleague play since 2006.
Damage. Lots of damage. The record speaks for itself. They're tied with the Minnesota Twins. But first in batting average, almost 6 runs a game, extra base damage, and the earned run average is pretty good too.
Jim Leyland has to be ecstatic at the way his team has performed on this homestand. And Miguel Batista, who spent his last 3 years in Seattle, checks in now for the Nats.
I was talking about that 2001 Diamondback team that won the World Series. Batista was on that team, and he did everything for Bob Brenly that year. He pitched in middle relief, late relief, started for Brenly, integral part of that pitching staff. Everyone knows about Schilling and Johnson, but Batista was really good in the postseason that year. Really good.
Batista's big league career began in Pittsburgh. He went to Florida, went to the Cubs, went to Montreal, Kansas City as well, and then he kind of settled into Arizona.
He's always had a good arm, and it took a while before he really found a home, as you mentioned, until he got to Arizona. He's one of those guys that always was blessed with tremendous tools and a very good arm, but just couldn't put it all together.
Inge tonight has 2 walks and RBI. He's 0 for 1. 2-1 on Brandon.
Batista's an author too. He's written a couple of books. One's a murder mystery, and the other one is Sentimientos en Negro y Blanco, which means feelings in black and white.
2 balls, 2 strikes. It's pretty good Spanish there.
He's a sharp cat, though. He's a really sharp young man out of the Dominican Republic.
In the air, right field. Bernardina to retire the side. Tigers had their lead courtesy of big Brennan Bosch. 420 worth. 8-3. At 8-3 in favor of the Tigers as we go to the 8th inning now. And Justin Verlander, the recipient of 8 runs tonight on 7 hits, and here are his numbers. No walks, 9 strikeouts.
Special. He is special.
Here is Ian Desmond, number 9 hitter, leading it off in the 8th.
And Verlander has just dominated the National League in interleague play since coming to the major leagues. 10 wins, 1 loss.
Oh, he hit it. Leadoff man is on. First time Desmond has reached. Now back up to the top of the lineup.
It's a breaking ball that Desmond stayed in there a little bit too long on, and it just kind of chased him until it clipped him on the left shoulder.
Checked his swing and rolls it toward third. Inge will charge it. Morgan is out. Runner advances. One gone. By the way, with the Tigers getting 3 in the 7th tonight, there is something about the 7th inning this year. The Tigers are plus 28 in the 7th inning. They've outscored their opponents 43-15 in that 7th. So that's probably why they've been a pretty good comeback team. Those numbers are starting to add up.
And those numbers usually 7th inning, you're going up against some nice setup men, hard throwers.
Well, here's Guzman now with 1 out. Guzman has a single, an infield hit. That was back in the 6th inning. Scored a run. And there's a strike, 0-1. Bonderman throwing tomorrow. Luis Satellano will throw for Washington. There's a strike again. It's 0-2. Verlander is 5-3. Bonderman 2-4 to wrap up this series. Zamaya and Koch warming up in the Detroit bullpen. Pretty successful combination this year. The 0-2. Bouncing ball foul. Then the Diamondbacks will be coming to town.
I think the Tigers will see Dontrell Willis and Edwin Jackson in that series. Both guys will pitch in that series.
A couple of former Tigers. Tigers then go to New York on the next trip, and Atlanta. Swing and a miss. Flat out, just threw it right by.
First time this year Verlander has reached double-digit in strikeouts.
Guzman has been the victim of 2 of them. 10 strikeouts for Justin. 12 career games with 10 or more strikeouts. Here's Dunn. He has a homer tonight.
Filthy. Just filthy.
Verlander now for the season has 84 strikeouts, which will put him 6th in the American League. Jared Weaver, the Angels, leading the league in strikeouts.
He's got good stuff.
Oh, 2 on Adam Dunn. We're in the 8th. Tigers lead 8-3. Missed it with a breaking ball, 2-2, and Verlander now, pitch-wise, is a little bit above his average, trying to close out this 8th inning. Two-two pitch. Breaking ball got him. Outer edge. 11 strikeouts for Justin Verlander. What a night tonight for the Tigers ace.
defense. Big Cabrera, not only does he get it done offensively, but he gets it done defensively as well, making a play off the bag, knowing that Verlander would be there, and a nice shuffle to JV to record the out.
So Cabrera has done it on defense tonight. He's also scored a couple of runs offensively.
He's been smiling a lot these days, which is good to see. Smiling an awful lot.
New pitcher is Matt Capps for Washington.
He leads the National League in saves with 20. So, of course, he must need a little work today.
Laird is out, one gone.
Excuse me, he leads the majors in saves with 20. 66 saves between 07 and 09 when he wore a Pittsburgh Pirates uniform. Part of that revamped bullpen that Mike Rizzo has put together, their new vice president and general manager.
Capps, 26 years old, out of Douglasville, Georgia. Santiago rips one foul. Tigers lead 8-3. We're in the 8th. A huge night tonight for Brennan Bosch. 3 hits, 4 RBIs, including a 3-run shot. He's been the difference for Detroit. Not to mention Verlander. Santiago had a sacrifice in his first at bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers trying to run their winning streak to 5 in a row. The 1-1. Pulled down the right field line, foul. Capps with the Pirates saved 27 last year, 21 the year before that. Elevated ERA, had an ERA of almost 6 as their closer.
Did he? That's up there.
5.80. Bouncer back up the middle on the charge. Guzman. 2 gone.
Hey fans, as soon as our game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live. You'll hear from the manager, Jim Leland, and the players. Plus, we'll break down the game and show you all the highlights. Tigers Live from the Coliseum Studios immediately after the game here on Fox Sports Detroit. I'm sure we'll hear from Brennan Bosch as well.
Makes you wonder if a good portion of that high ERA came in non-save situations last year.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Because you don't normally see closers with that high of an earned run average. Here's Don Kelly with 2 outs. And you touched on this the other night, is what makes Valverde special. It doesn't matter if it's a safe situation or not. He's good.
He's all business.
2-0 on Kelly. Don making just his 3rd start in center field in this game tonight. The 2-0. Bouncing ball, right side. Guzman knocks it down. Will they have time? Nope. Kelly is on. See how they rule it.
It's a play that he should have made, and we've already seen him make some plays that have been more difficult than this one.
I think that's an error. And it is. They've ruled it an error. So that'll add to their major league total of errors now, which leads the MLB with 59.
And Jim Riggleman said yesterday that's an area where they must improve. They must improve.
Damon still looking for his first hit in this series. 0 for 4 tonight. Johnny did hit the ball hard his last time, though, but right at Guzman, the second baseman. One and one. Matt Capps was on his way to play college baseball at one of the premier programs in the country, LSU.
Yep, sure is.
But he decided to sign with Pittsburgh instead. And they usually roll out some pretty good football teams, too.
You know, sometimes as a high school player, if you know that big league baseball is your dream and that's your goal, sometimes you're better served at starting your career out of high school. It's just that way. I mean, college education, you can't underestimate what a college education can do for you in your entire career. But there are some guys that just aren't built to go to school and try to reach the goal of playing big league baseball.
Well, does it matter which round you would be selected in?
That does play a difference. And for some kids.
Swing and a miss. And Damon goes down. And Capps pitching a scoreless 8th. So we go to the 9th. Zimmerman, Pudge, Bernardino, their last chance. Call time for Washington. 8-3 is our score. The Tigers in the lead. The Tigers bullpen has been awfully good this year. In fact, the Tigers pen is in the Haynes comfort zone. As Enrique Gonzalez will come in now.
Haynes taking time today.
Come on, Haynes. There's Haynes. Anyway, the Tigers bullpen this season against the National League, a 0.98 ERA. They certainly are in the Haynes comfort zone.
Averaging a strikeout an inning, and they've only surrendered 5 free passes.
Perry on the DL. Gonzalez was called up, and he gets ahead of Ryan Zimmerman 0-1. Enrique pitched well this spring.
First time we've seen Enrique since he was called up last week when we were in Chicago. His numbers as a mud hen.
He's called up prior to Thursday's game in Chicago. Broken bat roller toward the right side of the infield. One gone. What's going on with our McDonald's player of the game voting? To no one's surprise, Brennan Bosch has 48% of the vote. Verlander has 22%. G Money with 10%. You can still vote. And the final results coming your way on Tigers Live. Brennan Bosch, another huge night. 3-run homer in this game. He has 4 RBIs and 3 hits. Ball 1 to Pudge Rodriguez. Tigers pitching so far in this series against Washington hitters, 24 strikeouts. 24 of the 52 outs have come on strikeouts. Pretty good.
The Nationals have seen some electric arms. They've seen Scherzer. They watched Verlander. They also saw Zumaya last night, followed up by Valverde. So you're talking about 4 guys that have big arms, electric stuff, 95 and above. And it's nice to have some guys on your staff that can miss some bats. No doubt about that.
And they've missed a lot of bats in this series. 13 strikeouts last night, 11 more tonight. All 11 by Verlander so far. Ground ball hit to third. Inge off to his left. 2 gone.
His arm is so accurate. I mean, every single time he throws that ball to first base, he hits Cabrera right in the chest. And it really doesn't matter which arm angle he's throwing from or what kind of play he just made.
So the crowd to its feet. Bernardino, their last chance. In the air. Should do it. Bosch in left is under it. And the Tigers have won 5 in a row. An 8-3 win tonight for Detroit. Verlander did it on